Lesson 1. Getting started. The Secretary. The Secretary is one of the most important officers of an organization. The Secretary is responsible for keeping all the records of a club, which includes minutes, bylaws, reports of officers and committees, and a list of all the members. The Secretary takes minutes at all business and board meetings, handles correspondence, and prepares the agenda for the meetings unless the President prefers to do this. The Secretary must know how to call a meeting to order if the President and Vice President are absent, and know how to preside until a temporary chairman is elected by the Assembly. If the Secretary or any of the officers have duties other than those listed in the adopted parliamentary authority, the additional duties should be written in the bylaws or standing rules. The Secretary is responsible to take to each meeting the minutes book, bylaws, rules, a list of members and a list of committees and the membership of each, the agenda, the parliamentary authority, records, ballots, and any supplies that may be needed. Taking minutes. Minutes are the legal documents of your meetings. The Secretary records what is done, not what is said. The first paragraph of minutes contains the name of the organization, the date, time, and place of the meeting if it is not always the same, and the kind of meeting, regular, special, or adjourned. It should also include the notation of the presence of the regular presiding officer and the Secretary, or the name of the substitutes, and what action was taken on the minutes of the previous meeting, approved as read or as corrected. The body of the minutes contains reports of the officers, board, standing committees, and special committees. Minutes must contain the final wording of all main motions with all amendments incorporated, whether the motion was debated, what happened to each motion, was it adopted, lost, or disposed of temporarily. The name of the maker of each main motion is included, but not the person who seconded it, unless your organization has adopted a rule that includes the name of the person who seconded the motion. Announcements are included, and the last paragraph contains the hour of adjournment. The minutes are closed with the signature and title of the person writing the minutes. There is no need to sign with the words, "Respectfully submitted." Approval of the minutes. Minutes are read immediately after the call to order and opening ceremonies and approved as read or as corrected. The motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes means that the minutes will not be read at this time, but that they will be read at a later time, the next meeting or later in the present meeting. The minutes are usually approved by general consent. The President says,
"Are there any corrections?" Hearing none, the minutes are approved as read.
if there is a correction, it is not erased from the minutes. Corrections are made in the margin, dated and initialed. If material is expunged, a line is drawn through the words that are to be expunged. Minutes may be corrected whenever the error is found, regardless of the time that has elapsed. To correct the minutes after they have been approved requires a 2/3 vote, unless previous notice has been given. When minutes are approved, the word "approved" and the Secretary's initials and date of approval are written below the minutes. Minutes of an annual meeting are approved at the next regular meeting. Minutes should be kept in a bound book with numbered pages. Now, return to your training manual, Lesson 1, Getting Started, and read the assigned pages in the book, Robert's Rules of Order, Simplified and Applied. Lesson 3. Composing the agenda. Let's learn how to compose an agenda for a meeting. Before we begin, you will need a computer disk that comes with the manual and Part 1 of Appendix 14.